1, 2, 3, let's go!
Welcome everybody to the Basic Pod.
Basic Pod.
We are here. Listen, this is episode 1, and what that means, this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Because the Basic Pod is all about simply this: helping students and advisors and leaders live like Jesus and love like him too. That's what this whole thing's about. So we're going to have fun. This is Crystal Bartlett. I'm Alex Seidler.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot of fun during this podcast. We have a lot of amazing guests on season 1.
Yeah, we do.
We have amazing, crazy elements that we do throughout the time. We'll explain what all, you're going to see a lot of things on the set here.
Yeah.
You haven't seen this yet.
You haven't.
Y'all
Don't even know what's about to go down.
We'll explain what's going to happen on season 1. But honestly, this is something that I believe for right now, Crystal, my heart for Basic as being the executive director is to not just try to redo stuff. It's to build upon the foundation that Chris Ziegler and the team over these past years has built. And also try to figure out, okay, in a COVID era, in 2021, as we're navigating through all this chaos, what are things that we can do to get our vision and our message and our burden for college students out there more effectively?
Right.
And I think the Basic Pod would be one of those.
I really do.
Podding together.
Potting together.
Can I say this?
Is always better.
The tribe who pods together.
What?
Stays together.
Oh no. Yeah, Alex, the truth is.
Tell me the truth, Crystal.
The truth is, Alex, the Basic Pod is really just a launching and learning pad.
Yes.
For all those.
Launching or learning? Launching.
Launching.
Okay, launching.
Lanching.
Lanching. I don't know if that. It's like okay, I got you.
It's like blanching.
Blanching.
It's like blanching something. It's a launching and a learning
100%.
pad for all those. Because, we're going to be learning from our guests
100%.
and growing in that. But we're also going to be launching people out. We're going to be calling y'all to be activated in all the areas. And listen, we have the world's greatest cameraman.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen,
when I was getting ready to do this podcast, my first thought was I need to do this with Crystal.
Oh, thanks.
Crystal needs to be the co-host for this thing, and she's amazing. We're going to share in another episode a little bit more about ourselves, our ministry backgrounds, our passion for the youths. I want to keep your background in mystery right now. What do you actually do? This is Crystal. I said I need Crystal. The second thing that went through my mind was I need Jesus Christ to be a part of this thing.
Oh, wow. I came before.
Yeah, and then the third thing was, listen, the only Ville I need is Kenville.
Actually,
that was my third thought.
Actually, truth.
And so Ian Kenville is on the 1 and 2s, setting up all the video, setting up all the audio. Listen, if you have needs for your own podcast someday, don't call Ian. He's too busy.
And
you can still send him a DM, and he can advise you. He could consult for you.
He gives great advice.
He doesn't have time to run around and do all these podcasts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So don't try don't overwhelm him. But you can still slide into his DMs, and you can give him an offering, a tithe, and maybe he'll do some consulting for you. But honestly, Ian, we love you. I see you back there.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yeah, we do.
Working in Northridge Church, Rochester. Shout out.
Shout out. Yo, I love JP.
Who's JP?
Their worship leader over there.
I love JP too. Tell me about him.
He's amazing.
Should he lead worship at Basic?
He really should.
Ian, would he be good?
He'd be dope. And his
JP,
wife.
he said yes, but he was shaking his head no. I don't know if that he was like, oh, it'd be awesome. He'd be amazing.
He'd be amazing. I love JP. I love his mom. She hopped on my Instagram
what's
live
JP's full name? Jean-Paul?
Jean Shari.
I put him on my album, so I mean, if that's his...
Oh, is he the guy playing guitar?
Ian said he put him on his album.
Ian just dropped, recently, an acoustic thing. That was JP. That's not JP. Okay, sorry.
You're wrong.
That guy we need at Basic On.
But
JP, we'll totally bring him.
We'll totally bring him. I actually love him. He led worship a few times at some No Other events. I want to meet JP. And he is dope.
Is he in the Like No Other band?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Because we switch it up here.
I know. I love these collabs.
Anyways, y'all,
these collabs.
I want y'all to know that I've been wanting to do a podcast, and when the knock comes, you answer the door.
Especially when that knock is a tank called Alex Seidler.
Yeah.
And just...
I couldn't say no.
Yes. So what we're going to do on this episode is we're actually going to give a rundown. Crystal is our set designer.
Yes, I am.
So I'm going to ask Crystal about all these different elements. And then what we're going to do is kind of like unveil the format of the show of like the pod of what we're going to do with guests, what we're going to talk to them about. There's going to be funny little silly quirky things to do every single episode. But before we get into the set, Chris, I want to ask you something.
Oh,
I want to ask you, because I feel a burden for this show already.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's not like a subway.
That is like a subway.
This is my stop.
Guys, you don't know what's about to happen. So what is about to happen is Alex.
I feel a burden.
Alex wants to pitch us a theme song. And the thing is, we are voting on the theme song. So you guys comment, but comment down if you think this is the theme song that we need. Throughout each episode, he will pitch us a theme song. And we will either boo or be like, yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there.
Listen,
so let's hear it.
Well, I think the theme song needs to be something relevant. I think the theme song needs to be something anointed.
Wow.
And so I reached out to my favorite worship band called Silk Sonic, and I asked them real quick, I said, would you guys do a quick version? It's called The Basic Pod. It's about the Lord. It's about revival. We're going to be interviewing leaders. So I said, would you guys just do something real quick for us? This is what they said. I can't actually play you the track because copyright.
Yeah.
What I can do, I can sing it. So do you want to hear
Yeah.
This is the first version of the Basic Pod theme song.
Okay, I don't know who Silk Sonic is, but I say send it.
Okay, they're the music we were just listening to before we started.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave the pod open. That's that one. So
okay,
that was kind of it. So yeah. So what they sent me was simply this. They said, "Hey, what you doing? Where you at?
Okay, hey.
Let's start the pod.
Hey.
It's all basic."
Hey.
So that was it. That was the. Do you like that one?
Oh, I like that one.
That was very good.
I almost wanted more.
Yeah, the rest I can't really say on air, the rest of the words. But what I can do is I can do that. That's what they sent us. So thank you, Silk Sonic. It's fresh. I think it can work. I feel really good about it.
Wow.
And so every pod.
Every
sesh.
I'm
going to pitch you something.
Okay.
I know that we have coming up. I think actually I called Chris Tomlin, great friend. I actually call him C Tom. I said
C Tom?
I said, C Tom, can you pitch us something? I think I actually reached out to
like C Tom, like I see you Tom, or like
Chris Tom, like C Tom, like C Tom.
Okay.
And then I reached out to an old friend, an old favorite, Brian McKnight. You know, wow. I reached out to a few people in my life, a few country bands, just to say, listen, I know we haven't collabed in a long time. Would you guys be willing to pitch us a theme song? So they actually did respond. So I'm so excited for the future episodes.
I'm so excited.
So Crystal, can you bring us through right now? Bring us through our set. Like, start with these things right here. Why are these puzzles here? What is happening? Then we're going to go through and start talking about what is the vibe? What's happening?
Okay, so here's what's going down, y'all. We like to make everything difficult. Honestly, if there's a word that we would use to describe Alex and I.
Say it on the count of three.
On the count of 1, 2, 3.
Hard.
Difficult. Oh, very close.
Okay, very good.
We like things to be a little bit of a challenge. We don't want people to come join us on the show and not sweat. Like, we want them to do puzzles. So that 100%. Basket right there, hold that basket up. Yeah. This basket is full of all sorts of goodies. We have wooden puzzles. We have metal puzzles. We have all sorts of goodies in there for them to try to solve while they are...
So the guests, we'll be asking them questions. The guests will be trying to solve these.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's gonna be crazy.
Exactly. And so let's get into some of these goodies though.
Let's get into
behind Alex.
Yeah.
Here. Let's get into it. So
What's happening?
In the top left.
What is this?
The top left. Well, let's start at the tippy top. At the tippy top, we have vintage things, y'all.
Oh yeah, I like
we
that.
have vintage things.
I
found a VHS tape.
Look at that. You know what that is?
Yeah.
That is Robert E. Lee's baptism. That's what that is. You know, the general from the Civil War? Yeah. That is his baptism tape right there. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
We're going to watch that later. It's going to be awesome.
How do we ever get access to that?
And then there's a dynamic bass boost. I actually, real talk, I found that in my office one day. Someone just put it in there.
Really?
It's a mystery. I have no idea whose it is. If you know whose this is, you can take it from our set, no doubt. But I have no idea whose that is, but it's ours now.
Wow.
God is good.
And then in the bottom corner on the left-hand side, L, we have a dice.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
We have a jar of high chew.
Oh,
and then we have a tuition cup.
This is tuition, y'all.
Tuition right there.
Listen, for every like and subscribe that we get on this podcast, we send you 100. There's actually Chinese on this money. I'm not sure what that is.
It's not.
We send you 100 of these Benjamins, and that goes towards your tuition.
Yeah, you can't really cash them in anywhere, though.
It's okay. They work in basic.
Okay.
Those are like basic bucks.
Those
are basic bucks.
Those are basic bucks.
Like that?
It's for basic
That
pod.
buys our swag.
Wow. We do need to make some
100
merch.
of those equal $100. It's a 1-to-1 conversion.
I'm dead.
Or these, 100 of those is 100 Dogecoins. Is that good? Or what?
Wow.
That's not bad. That's a good investment.
Oh, that is a good. And then we have Baby Yoda right there. Grogu.
Oh, right here. Oh, Grogu.
Grogu.
Hand sanitizer, hashtag COVID. What's our catchphrase?
Stay positive, test negative.
This is for anyone that feels like they need to cleanse up on our set. We will have them do that, no doubt.
Yes. And then
is that John Bergio? Who is that?
That is John Bergio.
Yo, JB.
The man, the myth, and the legend, ripping off his shirt to only show his
that's him when they said
chest plate of truth or whatever.
That's him when they said you can't be the basic director anymore. He's like,
that man is so big. He wears like a size 19 shoe.
That man is...
Lovejoy Church is blessed and highly favored.
Lovejoy, man. Lovejoy.
And then we have a lot of books. And they're all like color synchronized, dangerous prayers. We got God on Campus, Preach to Yourself, because you should hear the gospel once a day, every day.
Good.
It's like a medicine. I Declare
Crazy
War.
Love. Crazy Love by Chan.
Love Francis Chan.
Love him.
God Loves an Underdog, the God Ass that tells you all
Steve
about
Shadrach.
I love me some God Ass. We can't even talk about it right now.
Amazing.
And then we move to the bottom. Classics. We have Ramen.
Oh my goodness.
And we have Friends. What more could you ask for?
That's a great cup right there.
Ramen and Friends. That's really it. And then over on the right-hand side, left-hand side, I can't do directions.
No, that's fine. It's going to be one or the other.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a Bible, because Jesus, he is with us.
These are all those baby blue colors, too. I see that.
You like what I did there?
Yeah, I didn't notice that right now.
It's a big deal.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then we have the globe, because we want to not just see you activated and on fire where you're at, but we're trying to light the nations on fire, y'all.
Tell them.
We go tell it on the what?
Tell them.
The mountain.
The mountain.
The mountain. And then we have a nice old school vintage retro.
That is vintage.
Very retro, basic mug.
This shelf right here is really me. Like the Bible, the nations, and coffee. It's literally like my life.
That is you.
That could be my tombstone.
I think
right
I'm
there.
more of the top right with all the books.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And ripping off the shirt.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Not in a.
We're gonna get into that or no?
No, we're
skip
not.
That? Okay.
We should skip that.
Okay.
Not like a. It's bad. We should.
Like more of like a. I'm gonna take over the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's more layers under.
Oh yeah.
Just taking. This is
modest is hottest. That's another theme. That's another theme on this podcast.
Absolutely. I'm wearing 16 layers. You just can't tell.
Listen, here's the deal. So that's our set. Mm-hmm. We have we always have the boom box ready to go. Crystal got us a boom box.
Loved it.
So the set is really fun, and we're going to use these throughout the podcast in different interactive ways. So,
and honestly, you're going to want to watch this because then you're going to get the full ambiance of what's happening here.
Oh, yeah.
But now we need to take them into what does it even look like?
What does it even look like? Here's the deal. Every time we do this podcast, we're going to share a crazy story of Jesus changing a life, an awesome testimony from Basic itself, an awesome story of something that we've been involved with as we're in full-time ministry.
Today I'm telling a story about something.
Are you going to share a story
I'm going to share
on this one? Okay, good. We're going to get you in. And then we're going to have a guest every time. I'm kind of sitting where our guest is going to be. And so every podcast, we're going to have a guest that's on here. We're going to interview them. We're going to draw out gold from their life. We're not really setting the agenda. We're just trying to find out what is this person passionate about? What is their kind of like gold topic that they can just talk about forever, draw it out of them, and then actually apply it to the campuses. So apply it to our basic college ministries, apply it to advisors and campus leaders, to students. And then, of course, remember, while they're answering the questions, they're doing a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. You know what we're going to do? We're going to time every guest. This is post-production. We're going to time every guest, and whoever solves the puzzle the fastest will win 100 basic bucks. And remember, those are 100 Dogecoins. That's a pretty big deal.
That's a huge deal right now.
In 20 years, that could turn into 200. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as Doge is just like skyrocketing right now.
Wow.
And then the last thing, we always do some prayer and impartation.
We have to.
Just whatever the topic is, whatever we're talking about, whether it's leadership or evangelism or just following Jesus, loving him or loving others like he did. We're going to pray into that and just activate that together. And then we're always going to end with some sort of announcement or highlight or an ending. The final thing we do, though, is going to be one of my favorite things that we do.
Yeah.
Because as the guest is here, I'm going to sit here, you're going to sit there, vice versa, I'm over here. What's going to happen is the final thing we're going to do is something called Say the Word. Say the word.
It's kind of like say my name, say my name.
It's kind of like say my name. But what it is it's on the count of 3, all 3 of us sitting here will say one word that describes to us what the podcast was all about.
For that day.
So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, then we each say a word for that episode right there. So I'm really excited for that. I'm not sure if we'll ever all say the same word because I don't think that is going to happen.
Maybe.
But when it does, let's make sure that we celebrate. And when it does, I will grab these 100 basic bucks and just throw them in the air. Okay, that's gonna be our celebration. We don't have like any confetti cannons. That will be our celebration.
I want you to know I thought about buying confetti cannons when I was shopping.
Are you serious? How much are they?
Oh, they're only like $5 a cannon.
That's not too bad. How much work is that to clean up though?
A lot, and I really didn't want to do that.
Right now, we're recording this podcast at Elam Gospel Church. Shout out Elam Gospel Church. God bless you.
Thank you.
And so, I wouldn't want their staff or our staff, which is us, to have to do that.
I'm both.
I know. Well, you'd have a lot of work to do then for first cleaning this up. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this podcast, Chris. I'm so excited. I think you are the perfect person to co-lead this thing, to interview guests, to draw out the gold. And I'm so looking forward to the future here.
I'm so excited, Alex.
It's going to be crazy.
I've been blessed. You may not remember this, but you were one of the first people to call me into ministry.
What'd I say to you?
I was in college.
Leave your nets behind?
And leave my nets behind. I was in college. Okay. You came to visit me in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Shout out Michigan.
Go ahead, fire up.
Michigan, where are you at?
Where you at? What you doing?
I'm from here. That's every person I've ever met from Michigan's always like
up here.
I'm from like the UP, or I'm from the DP, or I'm from like the West P, the West Side. Everyone I meet, you put up the mitt and they just point to
because it's so efficient. What other state gets to use their hand as a map?
I have it. I'm from New Jersey.
No.
I'm from here.
No.
That's New Jersey.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But you, for real, you came to Central Michigan.
Doesn't Arkansas? I'm from Arkansas. You just what's a really square, like a rectangular state? Never mind. Okay, continue. So I was in Michigan.
You were at Central Michigan University, my alma mater.
CMU, shout out.
Fire up.
Fire up Chips.
Fire up Chips.
Chaffin, if you're watching, I love you.
I love you. Josh Chaffin's the campus pastor over there. And an
all-around good guy.
And just the best man in the world.
I'm serious.
Like, honestly.
Can I get real with you for a second?
You can always
I've never been honest with you ever in my life.
Okay.
I love Josh Chaffin.
Wow.
I love that man.
Wow.
I love you, Josh.
He just does great things.
I've never seen someone who could lead his family so well, live out the gospel so well.
Yes.
The man has a fire campus ministry, his house, which birthed Crystal Barlow and so many others. And he also leads a incredible church all at the same time. And he disciples athletes. He connects it.
Homeless.
Listen,
everybody.
If you ever meet anyone named Josh Chaffin, it doesn't matter if it's the real Josh or not. It's the name alone.
Yeah.
If you ever meet that man,
carries the weight.
You hug that man.
And you hug him big.
You hug him big.
And so Jay Chaff had invited you to come
back to the story.
To school, to the college. And after your night of ministry or whatever, you said to me, you're like, the Lord has a call in your life to do missions.
100%.
And I said, do you mean support missionaries? Because I can do that.
What did I say to you when you said that?
And you said, no, you will go to the nations. And I basically was like, no, never. And then you left, and I never thought about it again until the next year. Until like 4 years later, someone else came back and said it. And like,
then you knew it was like, okay, this is real.
I was like, okay, I'll do this.
Let's go.
But
that's what we're doing on this podcast.
That's what we're doing.
We're calling people out.
We are. You're going to be called out.
You're going to be called out. Not everyone should go to the nations. Let me just say that. Okay. Some people should always live in the country where they're born. I'm just saying that. Like
absolutely
some people, like the nations are like, get a passport for Canada, but then please come back home. You know what I'm saying? I've been in missions for like 15 years now. Listen. Everyone should be involved in the Great Commission. Everyone should be involved in missions. It doesn't mean you have to live somewhere else, okay?
Yeah.
What it means, though, is you got to pray. We got to do short-term trips. We got to get finances. We
got to support missionaries.
But if you think it's cute and fun to live overseas, it's a calling. It's a calling.
I crapped my pants so many times.
I heard stories.
You heard stories of me crapping my pants?
No, I didn't. But I'm saying it's not. It is fun. but it's not. If we have this illusion that it's for everyone, it's crazy. So I'm like a missions guy,
right?
So for me to say that's pretty scandalous, but I just fully believe it because I'm like, if you think it's about your choice, you don't understand calling.
Well,
you have to say, Abba, what are you saying? Where are you leading me? How do I be involved?
Come on.
That's what we're doing in this podcast.
That's why we're doing this podcast.
We want to help you wherever you're at, whatever your major is, whatever your leadership role is. I know basic advisors, they usually have young families. They're working a job. They're serving in church. They're doing They have all these amazing things they're involved with. We want this podcast to also be refreshing to you, solidify your calling, encourage your heart, and help you launch out. That's what this is all about.
It's literally what it's all about. We are trying to help leaders and students, which are one and the same, love like Jesus and live like Jesus too. And so 100%. I think that it's time for a story time.
Go for it.
You ready? This one absolutely has nothing to do with ministry.
Good.
And it is the greatest thing ever. I was just simply scrolling this morning, living my best life on Instagram, and I found...
Oh, no, this is important.
This is really important.
This is important because all of us have been living in a Zoom culture.
Exactly.
We've all been... This is also what this podcast is going to do. It's going to address cultural, relevant topics that everyone's feeling. Mm-hmm. And Zoom is one of those things that we're all in, we all know.
Yeah.
Over a year ago, not a lot of people heard of Zoom.
Right.
We had things called cell phones and FaceTime and text messages. Now it's all Zoom.
This
is very important. This is ministry.
This is ministry.
This is ministry.
So this 60-second video.
Oh man.
I'm gonna we're just gonna take a gander. And here's the thing: you guys are now living in your best life in the summer, but you all resonate with this moment right
100%.
here. So you ready?
We ostracize and whoever did that, it was not funny. All right, just because classes are online does not mean I will tolerate pranks.
Mrs. Baxter, you had us all on mute. Yeah.
That's enough of your jokes. One of you.
No, Miss Baxter, we could all see plain as day that we all had our mute icon. You were the only one with the sound on. So,
Mrs. Baxter!
Mrs.
Baxter!
This teacher straight up tried to blame the whole Zoom class on this part. And this is the thing. Things have happened on Zoom over the last year that we will never forget.
We'll never forget.
Starting with Miss Baxter and her
Miss Baxter. Miss Baxter.
She blew it up. Like, my thing is, you can, like, fart on Zoom and no one has to know about it. But she just, like, blew up Zoom.
Mrs. Baxter I think she was on a juice cleanse, Miss Baxter. I think Mrs. Baxter was like doing some juicing.
Listen, I love to juice. I love to press my own fresh pressed juice with fruits and veggies. And I have a 12-year-old, and so he doesn't enjoy the juice as much, but he's not used to having sweets anyways. And so I may or may not add an extra apple to make it really sweet, and then he'll eat it and drink the juice.
That juice will always come around and say hi again.
It will always come around to say hi again.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite part.
So this is the podcast. This is what it is. The Basic Pod.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun. We're going to interview guests. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have crazy stories.
Yeah.
But now we're doing our final segment, Say the Word.
Say the word.
The first time we're ever going to do this.
Okay. We got this.
So I think we're going to get it right now, and then we're going to throw the money.
Okay.
So without further ado, the first time we're going to play Say the Word, on the count of 3, then we're going to say a name. 1, 2, 3.
Mrs. Baxter.
Yes!
Send it. Throw the money. Get one. That woman farted on camera.
All right, just because classes are online does not mean I will tolerate pranks.
You gotta use the basic box to air it out. Guys, that's it. That's it right there.
Well,
we love you. We're praying for you. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and like it, share it, leave a comment. But we out.
1, 2, 3, let's go.